Do you remember where we were last time? A girl took us away from the magical secret building and is refusing to give us any sort of information. We're just following her. Good, you followed? Yeah, something's happening. As we're heading out, I glance at the sky and see the faint twinkling of the stars. It reminds me of that moment when we were in the Connect Center. Are you really recapping already? Serrano's sad expression that I was only able to see briefly flashes once more in my mind. Why did Serrano suddenly say those things? Why did Serrano have to die? I need to find out. You do need to find out. Fuck off. No. There's a cutscene that's not even showing up on screen. I'm just going to skip it, because they're always useless. They're always in Japanese, and they serve no purpose. They're just, hey, look at these things we can do. Look at this character you haven't met yet. Don't you want to meet him? It's like, no, I'll meet him when I meet him. The high school we used to go to, Fuchuhoku High, is about 1 kilometer north of Fuchu Station. The school gates aren't electronically locked, so instead of your MRD, you just use a key to open them. However, there are a few places from aside the main gate where you can make your way onto the campus. You could call them physical security holes. Everyone at schools knows about them, but they still haven't been fixed. Good! Good! It's good to know that security is a real big feature in the future. Thanks to that, we are easily able to sneak in. We walk through the unlit hallways and make our way to the audio-visual room. The security at the school is unbelievably bad. I can't believe a place like this still exists in this day and age. Fucking weird thing to say. Just as Rainer says there are almost no buildings in this day and age. Oh, thank you! That's also the reason we avoided our university. Kakeru and I are in the engineering department. It's only natural that an engineering school would have pretty good security. I mean, would it? Surely that's the same logic as, yes, a woodworking school will have plenty of places for birds to land and boxes. It's impossible to enter the building without your MRD, and if you do use your MRD to gain access, there's a log of who entered at what time, yet it'd be fucking weird if someone entered at 5 AM in the morning, I get it. It was Kakeru's request that we use this audio-visual room instead. In today's society, again, a weird thing to say, considering it's supposed to be normal to you. You don't say today's society normally. There are Wi-Fi hotspots all over the place you can access just by verifying your ID. This verification process is almost automatic, so you're pretty much always connected to a Wi-Fi hotspot without having to manually select it. By the way, MRDs are usually also charged through a power-over Wi-Fi system as well. However, there's no such Wi-Fi in this school. Instead, this room has a number of cables connected together to create a LAN, to be used for information classes and the like that require a network connection. There's a router that connects this LAN to the outside work, so all anyone can see from the outside is the global IP of the room. Yeah, I'm bored already. Rainer and I sit down next to him. Sweet. It feels like the desks are smaller than I remember. It's only been half a year since I graduated, but everything related to my time in high school feels like a faraway memory. Well, my memories of Serrano turns into fragments of the past as well. Someone got paid to write that line. Someone got paid to write that transition. Now's not the time to be worrying about this. Yeah, it's fucking not! Alright, so where do we start? First, we've got to analyze the data we've got. Kakeru plugs a LAN cable into his laptop. Man, the laptop is old and starts walking very quickly. Technically speaking, the data I borrowed from the Connect Center isn't exactly a copy of her memory data. But didn't you just say, yeah? You didn't have time to really explain it, it would be a pain, so I just said that to make it easy for you to accept. Okay, good. That's good enough. That's all I needed to know. That phone terminal, yep. I just want to know what's fucking on it, okay? Then what exactly is the data we work so hard to steal? The key. The key? Yeah. It's the key or password required to connect to the database within the Connect Center that actually holds our memories. Sweet. This is, I mean, every kind of illegal possible. So we just need to find what route we need to take to get this password to their database. So then if a memory data ends up being digitombed, yeah, this data I copied will become useless. So we've got a 6-day time limit. It's already night, so more like 5 days. We've only got 5 days left. It's not a lot of time. So what did you mean earlier when you said the data you pulled was incomplete? I'm so bored by everything happening. It's just like, hey, here's some exposition. Here's some exposition. Here's some exposition. Here's a plot thing, but here's some exposition. It's brilliant how apparently these JVNs deal with exposition. It's just like, dump, dump, dump. and then there's like 2 minutes of really weird out-of-place action, and then it's more dumping. I can guess just how difficult it'll be to break into the Connect Center's authentication system. Okay, I want you to read that for me and tell me if that is a useful sentence. Because I read through that and I was bored halfway through it. Now, just leave everything to me. I have been. Kakeru says confidently before turning back to his laptop. Whenever Kakeru says he'll do something, he does it, so I know he'll pull through. Before long, I start hearing the rhythmic tapping of Kakeru typing away on his keyboard. Listening to him type starts bringing back memories of high school. No! We're having too many fucking flashbacks! I refuse! Couldn't give a toss about whatever the fuck it was you got up to beforehand. I bet it was really quirky and funny, but I couldn't give a toss! What's wrong? I come back to my senses only to find Reina staring me. Confused, you mean at you. No, it's nothing. You were thinking about Serrano, weren't you? That was her name, right? At Reina's perceptive comment, I nod. I wonder what Serrano was trying to tell us back there in that room. Yeah, no matter how much neuroscience advances, no matter how much of brain functionality we can map, we still can't figure out what they're really thinking. Yeah, I know, it's weird that, isn't it? It's like it's wildly complicated. I didn't hear your conversation directly, so I'm just guessing, but based off of what we know, there must have been something that caused a malfunction in the algorithm used to replicate her memories. That's a weird guess for someone who supposedly doesn't know! The technology used to digitize memories still isn't perfect after all. Wait, are you telling me that the technology to digitize memories still isn't perfect? Unfortunately so. Reina coughs lightly, then begins to speak. Up until a few years ago, many countries were trying to map the brain or simulate its functionality. Some of the more famous ones are America's Brain Project and Europe's Human Brain Project. That's the same thing. I'm sure you've heard of at least. I'm sure you've heard of them at least, right? It was thanks to their efforts that we were able to eventually. I'm so bored. What is it with these games? Why can't they just tell me a story and weave the exposition into it? Why do they have to sit down for 5 minutes every time and explain something to me slowly and really annoyingly? However, there are still things about the human memory that we still don't fully understand. We can digitize the memories themselves perfectly, but when it comes to reproducing them to act like the person, it's the same as trying to replicate the brain itself, and there are still limits as to how well we can do that. Oh god, I'm so bored! You couldn't possibly show me this in some sort of example to make it less boring. Playing these games, I swear, it's like studying at the end you get an exam. It's not fun, it's a formula. Like she told us last night, it seems like she's pretty knowledgeable about people's memories. You sure know a lot about digitizing memory, Reina. Well, I learned most of this in college. Of course you did. Kakeru suddenly raises his head. Wait, that means you're in your mid-20s, Reina? How rude, I'm still only 17. She dropped out when she was a genius, is one of the two. Wait, seriously? You're younger than us? But then, I skipped a lot of grades in America. I graduated college when I was 12. No, you didn't! That would be ridiculous! Who graduates from university when they're 12? No one! That's a lie! Reina states casually. You hear about them on the news sometimes, but to think there are really people like this in reality who graduate college around all the... I get it! You're trying to point out that it's really weird. Ugh. When I hear about Reina's academic history, I... couldn't give a toss. Can I not just be silent? I want to be silent. I'm not going to say anything. That's interesting. Okay, sure. Even though she just said something pretty impressive, it doesn't really register within me. Really? It's not all that rare an occurrence that... That's a lie! I don't know about that. Well, I guess from her perspective, it probably feels that way. Watch as she's deluded as well! Great. Either way, I now understand that Reina is extensively informed on this topic. Are you two high schoolers? No, we're engineering students in college, but hearing that, Reina looks up at us sharply. Really? Yeah, really. Then have you read Wilson's Nick's theory? Oh my god, they're giving me more exposition! No! Of course I have! Why wouldn't I heard about this boring exposition? Stop explaining it to me! Okay. That's enough about me. Right now we should focus on Serrano's memories. Oh shit, did we just miss out on actual, fucking real story because I was angry about the amount of exposition? how much I can bullshit this. Right, so it was just it wasn't about her, it was about the theory still. With that, Raynor's too abruptly changes the subject. If she's doing cutting-edge research, there's probably classified company secrets she can't talk about. Oh yeah, company secrets are in the glossary, just in case we needed to know what they were. I decided not to ask any further and instead to opt to return to the topic of Serrano's memories. What's important right now isn't Raynor's history, it's Serrano's memories. We can leave accessing Serrano's memory data to Kakeru, but even if we manage that, the same error might occur again. So it might be worth it to try a more analog approach to things. What the fuck does that mean? What exactly do you mean by a more analog approach? I mean, like showing her old belongings or showing her videos of the places she knows about. Would something that simple really bring her memories back? Well, I don't know. Well, let's fucking find out. Oh my god, we're not even going to do that now? Okay, so something happened. It was an all-nighter. Look, I just want something to happen, okay? I really want something to happen. This is great that we're pissing around and not doing anything in Exposition, but I just want to know. Oh, this is your mum. Of course it is. She is at best 25. Great, so in her room. Yeah. Oh, no, sorry. We're in my room, which is sort of Teddy's or her room. I don't fucking know. I'm not going to bother finding out. Okay, what's this? This looks interesting. The music changed. I tell her how I went to the next center yesterday to talk to Serrano's memories and all the events of the child. The more I talked, the more I could see her expression darken. So basically, you want to find out the real reason Serrano died. I'm really not sure you should do that. Right, so this is someone she knows. So there's a big conspiracy secret. Oh, so we're at Serrano's house. This is her mum. Hi! Look, Mum! I know your daughter just died, but I want to interrogate you about things and find out why she died. Wouldn't it be great? Let's just go to the grieving mother's house. This is a great idea!